I'm Lauren with runholy.com, and I've been doing a series called How to Pray. And basically this is just giving a practical approach and strategy so that your prayer time can be effective and so that it can be a reality in your life. Today I'm talking about intercession. This is actually some of the more intense parts of your prayer time, or it can be, and it can be a little bit more difficult. But I think that if you use the techniques that I'm going to talk about today, it won't be as hard as it may have been for you in the past. A lot of times in intercession, we don't know exactly what to pray for, and it can be overwhelming because so many people around us need prayer. There are so many issues in the world and injustices that need to be prayed for. So I'm just going to give you some steps today that can kind of cut down on how overwhelming that is so that you can actually intercede each day, just like Christians are called to do. And your prayer will make a difference in those issues. The first technique that I want to talk about is a prayer list. And basically what I do with a prayer list is when I know that a friend of mine or a friend of a friend or whatever needs prayer, let's say if somebody needs prayer for healing or for their marriage, or just they just tell me that they're having a struggle with something, I'll write it down in my journal. Then I take these issues and I open my journal each day. I have my journal open for when I'm writing out my prayers. I usually write out my prayers of supplication as well as my prayers for intercession. I may not write every word, but I write generally what I prayed for so that I can look back when prayers are answered and so that I can see patterns. And I just think it's important to write it down. I mean, even in the Bible it says write the vision and make it plain. I think there's a reason that God gave us that recommendation. It just helps us. Okay, and then you want to look at different issues that you have that exist in the world that really touch your heart. Maybe it's children starving in other countries, or maybe it's human trafficking, or maybe it's just injustice in your own city. Maybe it's unemployment. Maybe it's the justice system in America that you want to pray for. Maybe it's laws that you feel like are unjust that you want to pray about. Abortion is a big issue. So you just take these issues that you want to pray for, that you feel like should be prayed for, that you want changed. And what I do is on my weekly schedule, I have different days. And maybe 3 of the days of the week during my intercession time, I'll pray for friends and family, issues that have come up with my friends and with my family, and I'll pray for those issues on, I'm not sure right now because I don't have it in front of me, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, let's say. And then on Tuesday, I might pray for one issue like human trafficking and abortion, or just one of those issues. And then another day I may pray for, let's say, the leaders in America, the president, laws, the justice system, judges, police officers in my town. And then maybe another day I would pray for, what is the other issue I pray for? Human trafficking, abortion, and I think those are my only, and then the church. I pray on Sunday morning during my intercession time for the church in America and for the church in my city. So, and that would include the pastors, the teachers, you just generally pray for the church. So that would be the number one strategy, is so that you're not overwhelmed by having to pray for every single issue each day. First of all, keep a prayer list so that you remember what the issues are. Number 2, organize it so that you have a set thing that you're praying for each day, a set topic that you're praying for each day, so that you don't get too overwhelmed and you can focus on that one issue. It's the same thing as when you're working out. You have one day that you do back and biceps, and then you have another day that you do chest and triceps. And that way you're not overwhelmed with doing a full body workout every day. Now, there may be days that you have full body workouts, and there may be days that you want to intercede for everything. You just feel led to do that during your prayer time. That's fine. And also, if other things come up during your intercession time, maybe a friend pops into your head, it doesn't mean that you have to stick to that schedule and not pray for them. You can go ahead and pray for them and then get back to whatever issue it is that you need to pray for. Or maybe you skip it that day. But just having a guideline of what you should be praying for, it really helps you not to be overwhelmed and to be focused. Another strategy or technique that I use is that I pray the apostolic prayers. And just for example, One of those apostolic prayers that I pray a lot is Ephesians 1:17 through 19, and I'll read that to you. It's a prayer for the revelation of Jesus' beauty, that we might walk in our calling and destiny by God's power. And here's the prayer from the scriptures: that the Father of glory may give to you the spirit of wisdom and revelation, in the knowledge of him, the eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that you may know what is the hope of his calling. And that means basically you have the assurance and clarity of God's call for our life, and what are the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints, and what is the exceeding greatness of his power toward us who believe, according to the working of his mighty power. Okay, and that prayer has a lot in it. Maybe there's a friend of mine or a family member that isn't walking in their fullness, that is struggling in an area, then I might pray for the Father of glory, that he may give to them the spirit of wisdom and revelation. In the knowledge of him, I'll pray that they would be given revelation on whatever it is that they're struggling in, that they would have wisdom on whatever issue it is that they're struggling with, maybe problems in their marriage, that God would enlighten their eyes, enlighten their understanding. I pray that one a lot. There's lots of apostolic prayers, and you can find those. I believe those are at ihop.org. If you just do a Google search, actually, for apostolic prayers, it'll give you every verse in the Bible that is an apostolic prayer. And those are the prayers of the apostles. And the reason that we pray those is because they are Spirit-inspired. And you know that you can use that biblical language in your prayers so that you'll be praying in accordance with his will. And that way our prayers are more effective, because we are praying the prayers of the apostles and the prayers that are Spirit-inspired. And I just think that it helps us so much you can use the same way that the Psalms will help you to connect with God in worship and in supplication. The apostolic prayers will help you to connect with God in intercession. And it just gives you an outline of how to pray, and gives you clarity in your prayers and focus and effectiveness. So those are all of my techniques for intercession. So apply those, and you will journal it, and you will see your prayers and your intercession making a difference in people's lives and around the world. So that's all. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.